up? It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This still week 3 college football games. These are my midday 3:30 games, starting off with the UCF Knights against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. UCF, this is their first game of the year. They should be one of the best, if not the best team in the group of 5. They 10-3 season, 16 returning starters, including quarterback Dylan Gabriel, who passed for 3,653 yards, 29 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. They were the number 5 scoring offense in the country. They were number 41 scoring defense. A lot of that was teams trying to come back, and they have all that back. They did have 10 players actually opt out, but most of them were backups, so their starter should be fine. Maybe their depth. Georgia Tech, actually, they had kind of a surprise. They beat Florida State 16-13. Jeff Sims, 277 passing, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. If he does that against this UCF offense, UCF might be able to put them away. The defense, and he also ran for 64 yards. Defense for them had 3 sacks and forced 3 turnovers, so they could force some turnovers. Georgia Tech might be a little bit better than I thought, but if UCF is as good as people are thinking, UCF could just demolish them. That being said, first game for UCF, it might be closer than people think a little bit, but I still think UCF should come out with the win here. All right, then the next game, you got Florida Atlantic against Georgia Southern. Florida Atlantic coming off an 11-3 season. They have a new head coach in Willie Taggart. They got 10 returning starters, 6 on offense, 4 on defense, so not a lot there, but they have a really good quarterback in Chris Robinson coming back. Chris Robinson passed for 3,701 yards, 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. They were the number 1 team in turnover margin. They are losing their offensive and defensive coordinators, but Willie Taggart, as a head coach, hasn't been great, but he's at USF. He could get an offense going pretty well, so he should be able to keep that going with Florida Atlantic. Georgia Southern, they were 1-0. They did struggle with a 1AA team in Campbell. They only beat them 27-26. However, Georgia Southern did have 33 inactive players for that game, most of which I think should be back. The quarterback, Shea Wertz, they have basically a triple option rushing attack. Wertz only 53 passing yards and a touchdown, but ran for 155 yards and a touchdown. They ran for 284 as a team. This would be pretty interesting. The triple option always can make things even, but I think Florida Atlantic should have a little more talent. If Florida Atlantic can put up points early and quick and get up big, that'll kind of mitigate what Georgia Southern can do offensively. So I think Florida Atlantic will come out with a win here. I think got Charlotte and North Carolina. Charlotte should be a pretty decent team this year. They played Appalachian State pretty close. They lost 35-20, but it was 21-20, going into the fourth quarter basically. Chris Reynolds, so not great passing, 11 of 30, 140 passing, 2 interceptions, added 34 rushing yards. The Northern Illinois grad transfer running back Trey Harbison, he had a decent first game with them, 87 rushing yards. Defense did force 3 turnovers, and he had a kick return touchdown. North Carolina, they struggled the first half against Syracuse, so they were only up like 10-6. Their offense was struggling. Then they turned it on in the second half to win 31-6. Sam Howell, 295 passing, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Those got to clean that up. And they put up 463 yards, but they did turn over 3 times there. But their defense had 7 sacks. I think North Carolina got their hiccups out of them. Charlotte is kind of a tough team, but North Carolina shouldn't have much problem getting through them. All right, they got Troy, Middle Tennessee State. Troy, this is their first game. They were 5-7 last year, just missing on a bowl game. They have a pretty decent offense coming back. They had 2 basically 1,000-yard running backs. DK Billingsley, 901 rushing yards last year, and BJ Smith, who was hurt part of last year, but 2 years ago ran for over 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. They were actually the number 25 scoring offense in the country, 18th in total offense and 9th in passing offense. They got to find a quarterback there, but they should be able to at least rely on those 2 running backs early. Middle Tennessee, they were terrible in their first game against Army. They got killed 42-0. They only had 184 yards and turned it over 4 times. They do have a good dual threat quarterback in Asher O'Hara. This game might be a little bit close. I think Middle Tennessee should show up a little better. But I'm going to go Troy here just because they have, they seem like, I feel like a better overall team, and they should be a Sun Belt candidate to win this year. All right, then you got the Citadel at Clemson. Clemson destroyed Wake Forest 37-13. Trevor Lawrence 351 and a touchdown. Travis Etienne 102 rushing. put up 561 yards, 6 sacks. They should destroy Citadel. And then the last game of these midday games, SMU taking on North Texas, a possible shootout here. SMU was 1-0. They played a much better Texas State team, and they beat them 31-24. Shane Buechele, 367 passing, 1 touchdown, but did throw 2 picks. Running back TJ McDaniel ran for 130 yards and a touchdown. Wide receiver Rashee Rice, 5 catches, 101. They did put up 544 yards, but they turned it over 3 times, which they can't do in this game if North Texas has as good offense as they think they might. They're 1-0. They did beat Houston Baptist 57-31, but Jason Bean, quarterback, 217 passing, 3 touchdowns, plus 48 rushing and a touchdown. Running back Oscar Attaway, 118 rushing and 2 touchdowns. They were extremely even. 361 passing yards, 360 rushing yards, 721 total. I'm going to give the edge to SMU here, but there's potential shootout anyway, but SMU should win that one. All right, check out for my primetime games later. Peace.